Well, hello folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you, and let's get right on into it. All right, let's pull up the screen here. All right, Aitx, we're gonna have a little update on it, talk about sales, and we're gonna talk about dilution and all things Aitx. All right, as you can see here, they have received an order for a Romeo, which is for a casino operator, which that's really useful. Not only would that suit many casinos, obviously a Romeo, but on top of that, it's gonna get a ton of exposure. That's gonna be fantastic. And you're gonna see more and more of that, I think, with this company. So I think that's pretty useful. It says here, Aitx today announced that its RAD division had received an order for a Romeo 2.0 from a California-based casino operator. So the company confirmed that the client for this Romeo deployment met with RAD, and this was back in November. And that's the thing, you know, understand this is a pipeline situation. A lot of these sales we're going to be getting in the future are things that they've been working on for months and months. It says here, they said, last month we showed Romeo to many potential clients. It was a huge public launch, said Steve. The fact that we've been able to secure a major casino operator with a Romeo order just 3 weeks later is phenomenal. And as you know, there's plenty of people out there on social media saying, oh, Romeos, they're just, they don't even exist. Well, obviously they do, because I think that's the third or fourth order on a Romeo in the last several weeks. So it must be real. All right, now the stock itself, as you can see, we've got a lot of things going on with it. It's sitting and actually dropped below this support right here at 0.025. Now I bought right here. I've been waiting on this thing in case it did hit that support to swing trade it. I had bought back in here, but this dilution had become more of a problem because of the Series F shares. So they're still diluting. So because of that, I wanted to wait. Actually, I sold out right here, took a little bit of a loss. I think it was 0.048 is where I sold it. And I didn't wait for it to go back up to what I bought it at because, you know, it ran up 100% almost in 3 days. So you get an opportunity to do that and reposition your swing trade. That's what I decided to do. But anyway, I did wait for it to come down to 0.025, and I did pick it up. I believe it was right here on that day. It has actually dropped down a little bit below that, which is a concern. Now, I bought a small position here, about half of what I was going to do, just in case, because dilution continues. Now, if you look back at this support, you know, this comes from way, way, way back. Now, it's already dropped here once several weeks ago, but if you go all the way back, look where this is. Okay, this support comes from, I don't know, maybe a year ago almost. So that's pretty substantial. And after that, you're not going to find a whole lot until you get down in here around 1 cent. So that's a little bit concerning, but again, I'm not terribly concerned about it because the sales are looking pretty good. And it looks like the third quarter, they're probably going to be close to $1 million, according to Steve Reinhardt's. He said just shy of $1 million, so let's call it 900,000, something like that, is what I'm assuming they're going to do. Now, those are his words, not mine. So that would be a really nice increase. Now, granted, this company, let's understand, this company's going to lose money for at least the next 2 years, and they're going to have to get those revenues up to probably $5 or $6 million, in my opinion, to be able to break even per quarter. Now, I understand it's over 3 months. That's not 1 month. But they're in a great sector. The security sector is going to be dominated, in my opinion, by artificial intelligence and basically robots. And these different ROSA, Avas, Romeos, they've got many of them, and they're all darn good from what I can tell. And they're making a lot of sales, and they're making a lot of inroads. And they are a first mover, which is great. But again, it's an OTC stock, and it's diluting. So there is risk. Just go ahead and know that. There is risk. So, you know, for me, I like to take about 10% of my portfolio and buy OTC stocks because they can do just this. As you can see, running up almost 100% in 3 days, you know, what Aitx ran up 800-900%. So, but they also can drop that quickly too. I mean, look, it's already back down to where it was and a little bit below in a few weeks. So there's a lot of volatility. It's a good stock to swing trade. It's a little bit scary to hold long term. I do have a small position long term in hopes that this thing takes off at some point, but you know, I'm not going to go heavy into it until this dilution ends. So let's take a look at where we are on that. All right, so as you can see, they're at 4.43 billion. When they started this last round, which I think they're using the S3, where they sell it for 90 cents on a dollar to a company, and then they sell it, the company actually sells it themselves. So they've gone from 3.993 billion shares to 4.43. So that's 440 million shares at probably an average of 3 cents, because a lot of this was sold when it was higher up. So I'm thinking, and again, this is an estimation, they've probably raised about 12 million of the 20 million they talked about. So, you know, unless there's some preferred shares out there we don't know about that are being converted, I'm somewhat comfortable saying they've raised about 12 million, and that'll be on their balance sheet, minus some loss, I'm assuming, for the quarter when it comes out. So that kind of lets you know where you are on your dilution. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of short volume on this. A lot of people are playing it down, and that may have to do, so I think a lot of this short volume's probably being caused by this Roni Rona version. And I can't say the name of the version of the Roni Rona, or I'll get this done to me.
Then as of this moment, they're on double secret probation.
That's right. I'll get double secret probation by YouTube. They don't like you to talk about it. And if you use the wrong words, you get shadow banned and you get time stamped. And I don't know. There's a lot of things they can do to you, I guess. But anyway, we do have some people out there that are rooting hard for this thing to go down, and they're going to be out on if you see all these people on social media, understand a lot of them are shorting this stock. So, you know, they're going to try to scare you and drive you down. That's, you know, they make money if they do that. So take that into consideration. But that's Aitx today. And like I say, you know, this thing's got a lot of momentum, and he likes to use the word inevitable, and he may be right. Look, it may be inevitable that this company is successful. Hopefully it will be. This dilution's really annoying. It's probably going to go on for a little bit longer, and maybe he'll tell us something about that at some point. He does do the Ask Me Anythings and stuff like that, so he does a really good job of communicating. Not many CEOs would do that. So that is helpful. But again, like I say, it's a company that I'm willing to take some risk on. And like I say, if they'll get done with the dilution, I'll definitely add to my position and take a much bigger long position. But you got to be a little bit careful with an OTC stock that's diluting. So that's Aitx today. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover Aitx. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Give it a chance. I'd appreciate it. And I hope you did like the content. And we'll see you next time on Mr. Frugal Investor.